And we are back with the January issue of the Today's Woman Show. We are broadcasting from the Rocket Women in Tech Conference, where women are sharing, absorbing, and having a seat at the table around technology. And I am here with the Executive Director, Alisia with Microsoft Future of Work. You all are not just a sponsor of this event, but you are also a speaker today.
Yes.
And your topic was We Belong Here?
Yes.
Tell me about that. That's bold.
It's bold. It's bold, but we have to be bold, Tawana. We have to be bold. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to talk to you on the Today's Woman Show. Excited to see where this leads. So we were both a sponsor and had the opportunity. I had the opportunity to have a fireside chat with Joanne Harrell, who you had on your show, who is currently the First Lady of Seattle. When I met her, she was a Microsoft executive. She's since retired, and so it was within her group that the Future of Work was started from the Microsoft perspective.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So fast forward today, she's the First Lady.
Right.
Of Seattle.
Yes.
But she already had her fingerprints in Louisville long before at Microsoft.
Yes.
I knew she was a bad.
Yes.
She was a bad mamma jamma.
Sure. She is.
She just sprinkling black girl magic across the country. Okay. How did you all get connected with this event?
So the Future of Work initiative is a partnership between Microsoft and the city of Louisville around preparing Louisville for the advent of innovative technologies such as AI, IoT, and all things data science. But there's an important framework to that, which is that we are framing it with equity. In this fourth technological revolution, that we're going to do it differently, that we're going to understand that AI has the capacity and already is something that all of us will interact with. That becomes very, very important when we start to think about issues of equity, and also when we think about advancing diversity in technology. And so to the point that you're asking me about, within the Women in Tech Conference, it's so exciting to see such an interest and such a diversity, even within women, of age, even gender, ethnicity, around generating this velocity around changing the paradigm of who participates in technology and data science.
This is why we need a seat at the table as it relates to technology.
Absolutely.
Because you're right, when we're around the tables and we're putting in our 2 cents, we have the ability to drive change.
Possibilities are endless, and it's not that we should have the seat at the table just to stop bad things from happening, but also to be a part of the good that can happen. If we can recognize the historical bias that has existed in data and turn that paradigm around, then we could start to have different outcomes than what the data was going to lead us to before that. So it's a very exciting field. It's a field that's going to touch every single one of us, already touches every single one of us. And so it's kind of like, get in here and get on board and have some fun. With it, and think about the ethical issues and be a part of the conversation. There's a base knowledge, of AI and machine learning that everyone should have, and that's what we're trying to do with the Future Work.
Gotcha. Well, I can hear your passion, and I appreciate your passion. And you've brought something here today. Now, what am I doing with this? Is this your get back at me for asking?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So this is an iPad. No.
Okay.
So what we're doing today, this is a very, very easy thing that everyone can do, and it's fun. Quickdraw.withgoogle.com. Quickdraw.withgoogle.com. And so, Tawana, I'm going to ask you to draw.
All right, so
if you can see down at the bottom, it already current, but it said,
okay.
Oh, I've got it. It's a mushroom.
Really?
Yes.
How did it know? How's it doing that?
That's a great question. And so that's what's interesting. So what you actually have here is a huge data set of drawings that people from all over the world have contributed. And so the algorithm gets better and better and better. That's a really great, easy way for people to interact with machine learning and really get to understand sort of the fundamentals of what is happening and how that machine is making that determination. Because it is not, and this is important, it is not magic. It's not magic. It's an algorithm that is being fed more and more and more data, and because of that is becoming smarter and smarter. And that's really important for us to realize for a variety of reasons.
Alisia, I am so thrilled that this exists in our city and that you were the one chosen to head up this work.
You.
And I wish I would have known this earlier, but I know it now. To our First Lady, Joanne Harrell, thank you for bringing this to our city of Louisville. We will be back next to talk with a 7th grader who's doing some innovative things. So for all of our young ladies, we want you to tune in. We'll be back.